everybody. Hope you guys are all having a good week and had some good weekend activities and stuff. Um, Hi, Allison. How are you doing? Thought we would get started. There's a couple things that I would like to address. I've had a couple family members come to me about things that we talk about quite a bit about how we need to have respect for the families and not using these cases and stories to for our own personal gain. As an advocate, I'm here to help these families locate their missing loved ones, to help get their information out, but also to protect their cases, protect the loved ones. And I've had several people come to me talking about other podcasters, other advocates, grinding them for information, wanting more information that's really probably not possibly going to help their case. But also, we have to remember that the information that we give I know a lot of information about a lot of these cases that I do not share. And the reason I don't share them is one, it's about protecting the case. Law enforcement does not tell us everything that is going on, and law enforcement will, only want certain things shared out there. Because if they are doing an active investigation, if things go out, you know, in the social media world or out there, it can cause harm in either locating somebody or if there's been foul play in order to be able to prosecute those individuals. So I strongly, I strongly just recommend that if you are a podcaster or you're an advocate, that you need to be careful about how you handle these cases. You know, grinding the family, if the family tells you they don't want stuff out there, you need to respect that. If law enforcement tells you they don't want stuff out there, you need to respect that. The families are going through enough. The loved ones are going through enough emotionally with everything that's going on. They don't need someone telling them that they're not doing enough because they don't give out certain information. There's a reason why the families don't. And I always tell the families that I work with that be careful who you talk to. I even tell them with me, you can look me up, you can see what I'm about and everything. But my biggest thing is I have no tolerance for people that attack families. I've got no tolerance for it. I don't want to be a part of it. And I won't be a part of it. I just won't. Other people may have a different opinion, and that's fine. That's their opinion. But for me, other advocates that I work with, they have no tolerance for it on their platform either. I just feel like people need to be respected. And so especially for families that come to me and tell me this is happening, and also seeing it out on different platforms and stuff, it's just really disgusting to me that people want to take people's tragedies and make it into their own thing for, I don't know if they're doing it for the fame, to get the likes, get the shares, whatever. But my biggest thing is, for me as an advocate, I'm here to protect the loved ones. I'm here to protect the families. And I'm here to help law enforcement in any way that I can to give them information, making the flyers, doing the podcast and stuff like that. So I'm not going to call out the individuals or anything. I'm not like that. But my biggest thing is, if you're an advocate or a podcaster and you're listening to this, families are complaining, and they're going to stop talking. And we don't want people to not want to share their missing loved ones' cases with us, and us not being able to get that information out there. So please respect somebody if they say, I don't want that put out there. The other fact of the matter is you could be putting people in danger. A lot of these cases, there's a lot of foul play suspected. There's going to be a couple cases tonight that I'm going to, share and everything. But I mean, that's the biggest thing. You have to understand, when you put this stuff out on social media, it could put someone in danger. It could put the family in danger. It could put their loved one in danger. It could put maybe a mistaken identity of a person in danger. Just have respect for people. I hope that this gives some of the loved ones a little bit of peace of mind that not all advocates and podcasters and all that stuff are out here to get a story and to get, their page likes, or they're going to attack them in any way. I've had this happen before where I've had to address people for attacking family members, especially if a family member tells you that, you know what, I just really don't want you to cover my case anymore, because they feel like it's damaging. That should be respected. I had a case where the person actually went out on live and continued to attack the family on live. And like I said, I have no tolerance. I will not be a part of anything like that. I will not be associated with people that do that either. I know we all have passion and we want to help, but sometimes we need to remember that we can do damage as well. So I just kind of wanted to address that because I have had several people come to me about people coming to them saying that they want to do a story, and they're asking for all sorts of information that should probably not be out there. And if the family member tells you no, they don't want to talk about that, don't tell them that they're a bad person and that they really don't want to find their loved one. That's just appalling to do. So that's kind of my spill on that. It's kind of, goes into the chain of evidence that, I've talked about off and on, and I've had other people on here that we've talked about the chain of evidence, that can destroy a whole case, that can destroy them arresting someone, and that can destroy being able to find somebody. So just please be wary, our families, I appreciate every family member that I've talked to or loved one that I've talked to. And I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel like it is okay for them to talk about their cases, and it's okay not to share certain things. And like I said, when I talk to families, there's a lot of things that I don't share, and we talk about that, why we're not sharing it. One is personal phone numbers. I will not share it. I know some people think that's ridiculous, but it's protecting the family. It's protecting their loved ones that I do not share personal information on flyers, because again, there's been cases out there. There's been cases I've been involved with where people have tried to scam people, get them out of money, cause a lot of hurt and pain for these families, saying just awful things about their loved ones. So I wanted to address that first off, because this was brought to my attention after my last podcast again. And like I said, if, maybe it's something those people didn't think about, I don't know. But the bottom line is I will have no tolerance with it here. I will protect the families and the missing cases as much as possible. And I'm not going to associate with those type of individuals. I just will not. I'm not here for ratings. I'm here to get these stories out to help maybe, get some of these people back home. So thank you for listening. Hi, Lisa. How are you? I'm glad you joined. I know, you're having a hard time and stuff. One of the most disappointing things to me as a misappearing evidence is to watch these families get re-victimized by people trying to extort them for fear. Absolutely. And it happens all of the time, and it needs to stop. Also saying, do not accept communication from any profile offering you any type of assistance. I'm always, sometimes I'm hesitant to, reach out. But like I said, with me, I always tell people, come out and check my platforms and stuff. Look at what is out there. Watch my podcast. But there are some really great advocates, and I feel very blessed that I have worked and working with a lot of really great advocates out there that will protect your stories and stuff. So I want to go ahead. I got an update. The first one I'm doing, I do have an update on this individual. I did share Caitlin Woolery last week. She is missing out of Uniontown, Pennsylvania on November 23rd, 2023. She's 17 years old, 5'3", 115 pounds, brown hair, and hazel eyes. Her hair was shoulder length. So the picture that I have with her there with the AirPods in, that is what her hair looked like when she went missing. She does have her nose and her ears pierced, and she was wearing, as you can see, that beaded necklace that says Blake on it and that cross necklace. She may go by Bug or Little Bit. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie, Crocs, and jeans around 1 to 1:30 on November 23rd when she went for a walk around the block in the area of Oaklawn Avenue by Uniontown High School in Uniontown, Pennsylvania on November 23rd. She had had her cell phone with her, and it had last pinged about 10 blocks away from Potter's Bar around 11 to 11:15 on November 26th of 2023. Since then, it has been off, and they're unable to ping her location. She has not been active on social media and has not been in contact with friends and loved ones, which is out of her character. Loved ones are concerned about her safety and well-being. And the update is a lady was out passing the flyers out and everything. She went into a store. She had missed Caitlin by 5 minutes. The lady did identify her when she saw the picture that she was there. She was with an unidentified gentleman. They were arguing and everything. So those tips have went to law enforcement. Caitlin, if you're out there, or the gentleman that was with Caitlin, please contact law enforcement. Let them know where you're at, if she's okay. Like I said, they were arguing. So her safety and her well-being is definitely a concern. Even, I know a lot of people say, well, they're out in public and stuff. That doesn't matter. There's a lot of people that are being held against their will, that, when people put fear into them or tell them that they'll harm their families and stuff, they may not reach out to anybody. And that's one thing we still don't know, is she gone on her own accord, or is this somebody that is keeping her from coming home? So that is the update on Caitlin, that she was still seen in Uniontown just the other day. And they are passing out flyers and getting flyers put up everywhere. So if you guys do see them, or if the lady that did see them, contact law enforcement. Once you know that person is missing, is contact law enforcement and let them know your tip. If you have any information regarding Caitlin's disappearance, or her whereabouts, please call 911 or the Uniontown, Pennsylvania Police Department at 724-430-2929. And hopefully we can get Caitlin home. And like I said, they are not for sure if the gentleman that was with her, if she's there willing or not. Hi, it is good to see you. If you have any updates, Caitlin's mom is on here. If you guys do you have any other updates other than the fact that she was just seen with that unknown male individual, or anything else you would like to get out there? I did talk to her dad. Hi, Ellen. How are you? I'm going to give Caitlin's mom a little bit of time to see if there's anything out there she would like to share. And, I'll kind of talk while we're waiting on that. Putting flyers out everywhere, I really think is a good idea. Putting them in stores, gas stations, airports, if you can, buses, anything to get those flyers out there where people may see them, to get that information out there. So I really think, from what it sounds, the family is very dedicated to finding her. They are working diligently to get that information out there. If Caitlin's mom has anything as I go on, I will let you guys know if there's any other updates. But I know I was asked to share that by her dad, that there was a spotting of her, and I'm hoping that she will get located soon and back home to her family that misses her. This next story is a case that I share every week. This is Rebecca Demery, missing out of Odessa, Texas on March 1st, 2023. She was 32 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 33. 5'5", 190 pounds, brown hair, and hazel eyes. She does wear glasses, and she does have a mole on the left side of her neck. She always wears this gold cross necklace, which is made out of some sort of like wiring or stuff, and it looks like little hearts making that cross. This is a unique cross. No one else would have this cross. So this is really a good thing. If you see someone with this cross necklace on, it does not belong to them. It would be Rebecca's. She does have her ears pierced, but she doesn't wear earrings. She does have her tongue pierced, and she does have a history of seizures. She had a recent one while she was in the hospital. She has a tattoo of that flower design that I have on there, and then that heart design on her right arm. She does go by Becca. Becca had last contacted her loved ones, and she spoke to them on the phone on February 28th of 2023, where she was calling to see if she could get a ride home from the hospital. Her loved ones were out of town and not able to pick her up. She was seen leaving the hospital with somebody. Her loved ones had texted her the next day on March 1st, but there was no response from her, which is completely out of the ordinary. Becca always had a daily either text messaging, phone calls, throughout the whole day. She has not been seen or heard from again. She was last seen wearing that long gray sleeved shirt with the plaid hem, black pants, and gray athletic shoes with a white sole. She was also carrying that black teal backpack that you see sitting beside her. She was last seen approximately at 3:50 hours in southeast Odessa, Texas. I will tell you that foul play is suspected in her case. If you have any information regarding Rebecca's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Odessa, Texas Police Department at 432-335-4609. One thing about Rebecca is she is in Odessa, but she does not know that area. So there is a lot of concern about her safety and well-being. Law enforcement is very diligent on her case, running down leads and everything. Caitlin's mom said, none of right now. We just want to know she's okay. You covered everything. Thank you so much. You are most welcome. And like I said, you can always reach out to me if there's anything new or anything I need to add to her flyer or anything like that. So please, you guys, from what I understand about Caitlin, she's a good girl. She does not have a history of not coming home or anything like that. So if you guys could, share out her flyers, if you're in Uniontown, be on the lookout for her. Hopefully we'll get a description of the gentleman that she was with, so we can get a little bit more information out there for you guys. Lisa, you are most welcome. I will continue to show Rebecca every week. I know this is extremely hard for you the longer it goes. It is, Chandra. There are so many missing people every day. Another thing I wanted to share, I did share this out on Guardian. I believe it's out on Missing Persons Alerts too. They found 215 bodies in unmarked graves behind a jail in Jackson, Mississippi. I strongly suggest if any of you guys have missing people that are in that area, they have identified some of them. I don't believe all of them have been identified yet. All that you have to do if you want to look up for more information, I do have it posted out there. But also if you just put 215 bodies, Jacksonville, Mississippi, it's going to pull up articles and stuff for you. I would strongly suggest if you have anybody that is missing in those areas or have went missing from those areas, I would definitely be in contact with the medical examiner and let them know. They are anywhere from Mexican or Hispanic, Hispanic, white, African American, and Native American. So it's all different types of races, different genders, I believe, as well. So I always want to post stuff out there like that for you guys to see. And it doesn't hurt you guys to go out and contact them. Anybody can, even if they didn't go missing. There's been some different stories about who assisted. And I guess there's a new chief of police out there as well. I don't know how much of it's factual with the stuff that's came out. There's been some TikToks out about it. But 215 unidentified bodies that were buried in graves. around Jacksonville. So definitely, you guys, if you have any questions or you can't find it, let me know. But I want you guys to know anytime if they have found remains. I believe down in Florida, they just pulled another vehicle out that not only had one body, it had 3 bodies in it of remains. I did just get that out right before the podcast. They have not identified whether, they're male, female, or anything that happened today. I believe Adventures in Purpose were the ones that extracted that vehicle out of the water. So that is also out there. So anytime these stories come up, I want to get them shared to you guys, but don't be afraid to reach out to these places. I know with the 3 that they did identify on the out of the 215 body, most of those families just thought that their loved ones were missing. And then they come to find out that they're deceased and, they've been buried in unmarked graves. So not the stuff we want to talk about, but this is stuff we got to talk about. Also, I keep everything out, unidentified stuff for anybody that's new out here. Guardian Voice of the Unidentified, that is another group that I have that I post all the unidentified individuals out there, or they're unclaimed individuals where they're looking for next of kin. So please go out there and join that. You guys can share on there as well in either of the groups. I just want to keep the unidentified page and the unclaimed page only for unidentified and unclaimed. If I do see someone that accidentally would post just a missing person, I will go ahead and post that over to the Guardian page and to the group. So again, it's not stuff that we want to talk about, but I just really, really, really want you guys to know that you need to check. It does not hurt to go and check anytime there's remains found anywhere to see if it could possibly be your loved one. Could you consider showing my family member, Ricky Joe Brown? Yeah, I can look into him. Absolutely. If you want to send me a message to Chandra, that would be great too. Anybody that has a case that they want me to do a new flyer to give them out on the podcast, anything I can do to help you guys get that information out, just let me know and we'll get them shared. This next case, someone asked me to cover. This is Jalen K. McDonald. She's missing out of Enid, Oklahoma on December 15th, 2023, age 16, 5'7", 150 pounds, brown hair and green eyes. She had been in DHS custody and her loved ones had no idea that she was missing. I know that we can go on and on. There's been so many cases about kids being out in foster care and everything, and they're going missing, and then their loved ones aren't contacted about them missing. I think that is terrible, or social services aren't doing what they need to do. So this is very concerning that this was a girl that was in DHS custody, and the fact that she went missing and then her family had no idea and didn't find out till later. If you have any information regarding Jalen's disappearance or her whereabouts, please call the Enid, Oklahoma Police Department at 580-242-7000. And hopefully we can get her located. This next case is another case out of Oklahoma. This is Donald Ray Merkel. He's missing out of Norman, Oklahoma on July 5th of 2022. He was 61 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 62, 6'2", 130 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. He may have facial hair. He does have a 4-inch scar on his lower back and a metal plate that sets off metal detectors. He may go by Don, and he was last known to be in Norman, Oklahoma. However, his loved ones have not seen him in over a year. So that's going to be a little bit longer. So in 2023, it had been a year since they had seen him. If you have any information regarding Donald's disappearance or his whereabouts, please call the Oklahoma City Police Department at 405-297-1129. There's not a whole lot. I mean, that's really all that's out on his case. So if there's anybody out there that may know him or seen him, or even it was in the last year or so, please contact law enforcement and give them any type of information you can. This was a case that I had seen before that someone asked me if I would do a flyer for. This is Kalia Shindra Denise Hall. She does go by Clea. She is missing out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas on May 9th, 1994. She was 18 years old at the time of her disappearance. She would now be 47. I do have an age progression photo out on her. 5'8", 120 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She did wear hair extensions and press on nails. She has a surgical scar on the outside of her left knee, and her front teeth are slightly chipped. She does have her ears pierced, and she was wearing small stud earrings. She was last seen wearing a two-piece short set with a large navy polka dots on the shorts and navy stripes on the shirt, white socks, white sneakers, and a white bow tie ponytail holder. Her mother had called at approximately 8 p.m. at her after-school job on Fawcett Road in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, which was employed by Dr. Amos, who ran the business and supported in-home daycare centers, which she did clerical work out of his home. She said that she would call her back when she got off at 8:30. She normally always gets rides from her family. However, her mother had fallen asleep and noticed that her daughter was not home at 1 a.m., and she never had called for a ride. When her mother called Dr. Amos, he had said that she had left at 8:30 when her ride arrived. It is reported that Clea had told a coworker that she was going to walk home, which is out of the ordinary for her. She did not have her purse, ID, money, or extra clothing when she went missing. Police do not believe that she left on her own accord. She was a top-ranked student in her high school. She was looking forward to graduation and going to college. She had no history of running away, and she never stayed out late without permission. Police searched her boyfriend's car and he took a polygraph test, which was inconclusive. Dr. Amos was questioned. However, he refused a polygraph test. In 2011, new information that came out and a search warrant was issued on Amos' home. This was based off of tips that they had received. However, everything that was tested was negative according to the reports. So there had been reports of some people that had came in and done some construction work on his property. I guess around that time, and they had came forward, but as of right now, those tests were negative where they had searched. If you have any information regarding her Clea's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call Pine Bluff, Arkansas Police Department at 876-730-2061. And I know her case has been out there, and it's just one of those cases that has not moved and stuff. So always on these older cases, please share them because you never know when new information will be able to come out. This next case is a case I share every week. Dana Jane Bruce, missing out of Sedalia, Missouri, October 4th of 2008. She was 23 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 37, 5'2", 98 pounds, brown hair, and green hazel eyes. She did have shoulder-length hair, and it was wavy with bangs. She is blind in her left eye. She does have both of her ears pierced. She does have a 2-inch scar along her lower spine and a staple scar on her right shoulder. She does have that tattoo that you can see there in her upper arm of a teddy bear with wings and a banner that says Dylan. Dana was last seen with a black shirt with the word Rebel on the front of it in silver lettering, blue jeans, leaving her children's babysitter's home, where she had left them earlier because she had went out for the night. Maloney's Bar on Main Street was having an anniversary party, and she was hanging out with a gentleman who is believed to be the one that had drove her to the babysitter's house for her to give more money so she could, the babysitter could watch the children overnight so Dana could continue hanging out with people. That young man who drove her to her babysitter's house was driving a late model red Ford F-150 truck earlier to the babysitter's house, and that was around 11:30 p.m. When police had identified this man that she had seen that night with, he had traveled to Atlanta, Georgia, and the police had questioned him after he had been arrested on some unrelated charges that had nothing to do with Dana. He has never been named publicly, but the police are calling him a person of interest. I do not know if that has changed or not. It is believed that he was a contractor that was working in the area at the time of her disappearance. He had said that Dana and him had parted ways after they had left the bar, and he had never seen her again. So there is individuals that have came forward that said that she did leave with other individuals that night, around maybe 5 different individuals. They had went to a house and were hanging out, where there was possibly an accident that happened. It may have been intentional, where she was given something, and it is reported that she died, and that they removed her body by wrapping it up in a carpet and disposing of it. Information has went to the police about this individual, and all the individuals. Actually, police are working on her case. She left all of her belongings behind. She doesn't have a bank account, credit cards, phone, or vehicle. It is unknown if she had an ID on her at the time. One thing you need to know about Dana is she was a devoted mother who would never, ever leave or abandon her children. Even that day, she had signed a lease for a new place for her and her children. So when you look at all these factors, the fact that, she was looking to come home that night. Also, the other thing is there's more than one red F-150 truck that is being looked into as being involved in her missing persons case. Foul play is suspected in her disappearance. If you have any information regarding Dana's disappearance, or you know her whereabouts, please call the Sedalia, Missouri Police Department at 660-826-8100, 660-827-7823. And hopefully we can get her located and back home. It's been too long for her kids, for them not to have their mother that loves them very much and would not have left them if she could help it. So definitely foul play in her case. And I'm hoping that something will get resolved, because somebody knows something. Okay, thank you, Shay. Somebody knows something in her case, and I believe it is individuals that are pretty close to home for her. And I don't know about you, but I would not want to carry that burden. But also, I don't know how you can look at her children and hold on, knowing something. So anybody that knows anything, please contact law enforcement immediately. This next case is out of Columbus, Nebraska. This is Jake Antonio Clark. He went missing on December 18th of 2023. He's 37 years old, 5'9", 200 pounds, brown hair, and hazel eyes. He does have tattoos. I only have the picture of that one that I found that is on his arm. He was last seen wearing a black hoodie, blue jeans, work boots, driving his green 1999 Buick Century, which you can see down there in the surveillance photo. That is what he was wearing. So it is believed that he was traveling from his home in Omaha, Nebraska to Schuler, Nebraska, which is about an hour away. And he works in Schuler. It is reported that he had been pulled over on December 17th of 2023 at 9:08 p.m. by the Platte County Sheriff's deputy for expired tags. He was allowed to proceed on his way after the stop. He was last seen, as you can see on video footage, there at the Sapp Brothers gas station at 517 23rd Street East in Columbus, Nebraska, after his last encounter with law enforcement. The video reveals him filling up his gas station. Nothing on the surveillance has been reported that appeared out of the ordinary. If he was heading to Schuler, Nebraska, it would have been less than 30 minutes away. A 911 call came in at 5:17 a.m. reporting that the vehicle was abandoned in the lane of traffic on the road of 370 Avenue Moreau Road in Columbus, Nebraska on December 18th. When law enforcement arrived, the car was found running, headlights were on, interior dome light was on, the trunk was open, and the driver's side window was broken out. A duffel bag that is believed to belong to him was located in the roadway 100 yards from his vehicle. He was not found in the area when they did searches. His phone pings have been unsuccessful, and his phone goes straight to voicemail and is now believed to be off. It is not like him to not have daily contact with his girlfriend and weekly contact with his loved ones. Loved ones are concerned for his safety. If you have any information regarding Jake's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call Platte County, Nebraska Sheriff's Office at 402-564-3229. And again, somebody out there needs to know something. That's really suspicious for his vehicle to just be out in the middle of the road race. So not for sure what happened, but guys, if you can get his flyer out there and shared. Ellen, you are most welcome. I will continue to share Dana. This next case I've shared several times. This is Candace Leanne Caffis. I did get some new pictures that I will be updating those pictures on her flyer. This is Candace Leanne Caffis. She is missing out of Medville, Pennsylvania on July 16th of 2022. She was 34 years old at the time of her disappearance. She's now 36. 4'9", 95 pounds. She has sandy blonde hair and green eyes. She does have a scar on her right elbow and right shoulder from surgery. She does wear blue metal frame glasses, and she is missing her front teeth, as you can see in her pictures. She has been diagnosed with Prader-Willi syndrome, which is a genetic disorder which affects the individual's appetites, growth, metabolism, cognitive function, and behavior. Due to her condition, she has the mentality of about a 10 to 12-year-old and has left on few occasions. However, she has never been gone this long. She normally always is with somebody. One occasion, she was found near water. She was last seen wearing that purple shirt, floral shorts, and purple and blue sneakers at around 5:30 to 5:45 a.m., walking on the railroad tracks on the state game land number 213 on Route 285 between Geneva, Pennsylvania, and Kennett Lake, Pennsylvania. It is reported by 3 or 4 people that they had seen her. Usually she wears a headband. However, that day she was not wearing one. When she left, she had no ID and $13. There have been several searches. However, they have been unsuccessful in locating Candace. Loved ones are concerned for her safety and her welfare. There is a $12,500 reward. If you have any information regarding Candace's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Pennsylvania State Patrol at 814-332-5911. And hopefully we can get her located. And if you guys have any comments or anything, feel free to comment on any of the cases. This next case is Jorge Luis Bermudez. He is missing out of Miami, Florida on November 23rd of 2022. He's 58 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 59, between 5'6" and 5'7", 140 to 160 pounds, gray hair and brown eyes. He does have a dimple in his chin, and he possibly has enlarged knuckles and joints in both hands and knees. His thumb, possibly on the right hand, has scarring or is disfigured. It grew at an angle. He usually is clean shaven. He wore a gold and silver wedding band with no gems or inscription. He may use the last name Chavez or go by Wee Wee. He was last known to be wearing all these articles of clothing, the shoes, the jeans, the shirt, and the hat. These are what he was last known wearing was that dark blue ball cap with professional management ink on it. Logo stitched in the front, a light blue button-down short sleeve shirt with professional management ink on it, stitched on the front left pocket, staff, which was a silk screen on his back of his shirt. The shirt has a pocket on both sides of the chest, blue jeans, and those Saucony sneakers that were dark gray with black laces and a white sole. He was last seen on November 23rd of 2022 when he left his home in his red 2016 Toyota Corolla with Florida plate LFFW03, and the plates were expiring in 2003. His vehicle was later located abandoned on the southwest of 137th Avenue and Southwest 8th Street in a wooded area. If you have any information regarding Jorge's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Miami-Dade, Florida Police Department at 305-715-3300. And if you guys look in the comments and stuff, I'll just give you a brief. Allison will be putting up like different hashtags, different groups, stuff like that for you guys for different platforms. You can posts out there or look for any cases out there. Someone told me hello, and I'm not for sure who that is. So, hi, whoever just said hello, Tatum. This next case, someone asked me if I would cover it. I had just seen it. This is Kelly Holland Jr. He is missing out of Lark Lane, Kentucky. On February 12th of 1982, he was 6 years old at the time of his disappearance. He would now be 48. He was 4 foot tall at the time of his disappearance, 60 pounds, brown hair, and blue eyes. He has a surgical scar on the left side of his face between his nose and upper lip. His teeth did have gaps between them. He was born with a cleft palate and has a speech impediment and could not pronounce words clearly. He was last seen wearing a blue-white shirt, blue hooded windbreaker jacket with a zipper that was torn at the bottom, blue jeans, and brown boots at his home in the front yard at Larks Lane in Pine Tree Hollow in Knox County, Kentucky, 5 miles outside of the town of Hinman. He went outside to play in the front yard around 11 a.m. His mother, Judy Moore, said that she had checked on him at 4. It is reported that she had went to the neighbor's house to use the phone. When she returned, he was not in the yard, and she assumed that he had went to his friend's house since school had been canceled that day due to a heavy storm. It's reported that mom didn't have a phone. That's why she had went to the neighbor's house. At 6 p.m., when preparing dinner, she was unable to locate him and had dinner without him. She had went to his friend's house. However, they had told them that he had not been there that day. She went to report him missing to the police, and people had started searching, but it's kind of reported that they didn't really get to searching until that next morning. It was presumed that he may have wandered off to an abandoned mine or he had froze to death. His mother was questioned and maintains her innocence, despite the fact that it is reported that her sister confessed to helping bury his body. Law enforcement have dug underneath the concrete porch there, but was unsuccessful in finding him. His mother thinks that his father may have taken him or know who did. However, his father is deceased now. He has never been seen again. There have been tips that place him possibly in Florida, either in the Tampa or the Thonotosaya area. His mother continues to report that she had nothing to do with his disappearance. If you have any information regarding Kelly's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Kentucky State Police at 606-435-6069. This case is just really, really interesting looking at it and everything. Hi, Diane. Saoirse also is out there showing you guys different hashtags and stuff. You guys can look in the comments and stuff on hashtagging, which just gives you guys an easier way for people, if they see your cases, that they can draw up more information. This case I have not shared in a while. This is Jason Woods. He's missing out of Downingtown, Pennsylvania on October 10th, 2022. He was 42 years old. He's now 44, 5'8" to 5'9", 120 to 160 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. He could have a beard or a mustache. He does have that scorpion tattoo on his upper right arm, and he does go by the name Jay. He was last seen wearing, as you can see in that surveillance picture, a red and black hoodie with a rhino on the front, black flannel pants, and black sneakers, and he was carrying a black drawstring bag, leaving work after he had talked to a fellow employee on October 10th. He could be living in a camouflage tent. He could be in the area of Phoenixville or traveling to Philadelphia. He has not had contact with loved ones or returned to work, which is completely out of his character. If you have any information regarding Jason's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Downingtown Police Department at 610-269-0263. I know that his loved ones would like to see him home. This next case I came across, and I find it very interesting. It is an older case back from March 14th of 1998 out of Strong City, Oklahoma. Leonard Neal Nickerson, He goes by Lenny. He was 39 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 65, 5'10" to 6'1", 200 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He does have that red handlebar, very distinctive mustache. He does have a scar under one of his eyes from some stitches. So he was last seen wearing a brown ball cap with a green bill with ATCO Feeds logo, a faded black Carhartt coat with a hood, green jeans, and black and brown tennis shoes, or he could have had boots. He was last seen by a son who was 16 at the time. It is reported that an unidentified white male driving a 1994 Ford F-150 extended cab truck, which this is the sketch of the individual that I am talking about, the unidentified white male. The truck had a yellow tag on the front of it, and it may have had New Mexico license plate. His son reported that his father said the man wanted to view a horse he had in Elk City, Oklahoma, and in Mobetti, Texas that day, but he would return to the farm later that evening. However, it's also reported that he did not have a horse for sale, and he may have known this unidentified man beforehand, but that has not been confirmed. It is reported by when law enforcement went to places where the horses were kept that Lenny had not been there that day. The unidentified white male is reported to be 6 foot tall, weighs 210 pounds, has a full reddish brown beard, and is right-handed. He appeared to be around 41 years old, smokes Marlboro Light cigarettes. He dressed in a blue jacket, blue jeans, a striped Western-style shirt, and a black baseball cap with the in red said "No Fear" logo. Law enforcement is looking for him for questioning. There have been 2 unconfirmed sightings of Lenny since his disappearance. One was on the day he went missing from a server at Kettle Restaurant in Elk City around 11 a.m., where he and a male matching the unidentified male's description. The second was 6 months after his disappearance by an unidentified man in Amarillo, Texas bar. And he had said that he had been talking to Lenny, who appeared to be inebriated, but said he was from Elk City. However, he did not give his name and was not there when law enforcement arrived on the scene, despite appearing that he was willing to help. The bartender did corroborate the caller's account of him being there with this individual. If you have any information regarding Lenny's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call Roger Mills County, Oklahoma Sheriff Office at 580-497-2417. I have 2 more cases. Actually, I have more than 2. Give me one moment. I need to pop up another case because it coincides with the other one. I have 3 cases. 2 of these cases could be connected, but that has not been confirmed. But it's definitely suspicious on both accounts of these individuals that are missing. So I'm going to go ahead and show this case first. This case is Michael D. Webb. He's missing out of St. Louis, Missouri on October 2nd, 2014. He's 56 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 65. 5'6", 130 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He has not had contact with his loved ones since October 2nd of 2014. He could be living homeless. If you have any information regarding Michael's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Waterloo, Missouri Police Department at 618-939-3377. Hopefully somebody out there knows him, seen him, and get him back. So the next 2 cases I want to share you. I've been following these cases for a long time. The first case I'm going to share is Ira. His mother is very devoted into finding him. I'll go ahead and share him with you guys and everything, but I've been following Ira's case for a long time. It's definitely a case that just sticks in my mind. So Ira Lee Briscoe went missing from West Plains, Missouri on December 17th of 2020. He was 25 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 28, 5'10", 160 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. He does have his ears pierced. Ira does have multiple tattoos. This is the only picture that I have found that kind of shows his tattoos. He has that Live Strong. You can kind of see it there on his back. He has deer and turkey tracks on his arm. So the day before Ira disappeared, 2 people had exchanged gunfire inside a house in nearby Kashagan. Both of those people involved did know Ira, which gave investigators a reason to possibly think there could be a connection with his disappearance. Ira had been involved in a fight prior to his disappearance where his jaw was broken, front teeth had been knocked out, and his truck was intentionally set on fire. It has been determined that Ira is an associate with both of these individuals in the shooting. Law enforcement has been working to determine if that is what led up to the shooting, and does it have anything to do with his disappearance? Does this physical altercation have anything to do with his disappearance? His car was located 1 week after his disappearance in a scrapyard, and his roommate, Lyman Little, went missing around the same time, which I'm going to share his case. It is reported that Ira was last seen near his home in rural Howe County in the Layton area. Foul play is suspected in his case. From what I know about Ira and everything, he was a devoted father. He was a devoted son. He always had contact. He would not have left on his own accord, according to loved ones. He would never have left without telling somebody. The mom has stated that she just wants her son home. She wants to be able to put him at rest. You know, whoever has information or knows something about it, at least give the location of where Ira is for his mother. She has done so many searches, and out on social media, Ira does have 2 Facebook pages, groups you can go out there, join. Please support the family and the loved ones for Ira, and everything. But the main thing is they just want to know where Ira is. So anybody out there, if you have any information regarding Ira's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Howe County, Missouri Sheriff's Office at 417-256-2544 and keep Ira out there for everyone. I am going to go ahead and share. This is his roommate at the time. This is Lyman Landon Little. He too is missing out of West Plains, Missouri. He went missing on December 15th of 2020. He was 49 years at the time of his disappearance. He is now 52, 6'2", 253 pounds, brown hair and hazel eyes. His hair was graying at the time of his disappearance, and he may have facial hair, as you can see. There are suspicious circumstances surrounding his disappearance, as well as his roommate, Ira, who disappeared 2 days after. So Lyman went missing, and then Ira went missing 2 days after. There has been no information released if the 2 cases are connected at this time. Foul play is suspected in both. There's very little information out on Lyman. So if there's anybody out there that has more information that I can get out there and share, that would be great. If you have any information regarding Lyman's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call Howe County, Missouri Sheriff's Department at 417-256-2544. A lot of these cases out of Missouri that I've looked into or been following or everything, there's so much suspicious circumstances around individuals going missing. So like I said, in the case of Ira's family, they just want to know where he is. You know, at this point, that's all they want to know, is someone to just come forward and let them know where Ira is. Those are the last of the cases that I have. If there's cases out there that you guys want me to cover, if you have information on any of these cases, please feel free to reach out to me. Please reach out to law enforcement. If you want to be anonymous, that's fine. You can leave me a message. There's anonymous tip lines on these cases. Please share. That's the biggest thing, is if everybody can please share and help get these loved ones home. Like I said, thank you to all the family members that are out here. You know, I know this is a hard thing to go through. Know that you're never alone. We are always here for you. You can always reach out and talk to us, talk to me. Please be careful who you give information out. Please be cautious, what you're giving out. And I will report anybody that tries to get you to, give money or anything like that. You need to let law enforcement know. If there's nothing else, you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I hope you guys all have a great week. Please stay safe and God bless.